Hello, everyone, to our whatever it's called Facebook Live, YouTube Live, everything live, all of the world live to this wonderful topic. When the world goes crazy, what can I do? We have, I was told that I have to do a little foreplay and chit chat. So, because we have this live translated into 10 different languages. So if you need translation of this Facebook Live, YouTube, we have taken care of you. So there's someone who will post the Zoom links where you can find translation under the live here. So you can just hop on those Zooms if you need translation into, I think we have Spanish, German, Portuguese, Hungarian, Czech, and many more, which I don't really remember, but you see the links there. So I am going to just wait a little so the translators can get connected and everybody can hop on and get their translation. It's a little bit of a technical thing. This is my chit chat, okay? This is not my forte to like do chit chat, but I'm doing my best. So we're here, like we're here in Prague, in Czech Republic, and we just had a wonderful Global Foundation class with about in total 1,500 participants, live and online. It was amazing. It was in a big concert, like a hall where there's usually big concerts. So this has been really, really fascinating to create change with so many people. So yes. I hope I can start now. Have I chit-chatted enough, you think? I'm waiting for a sign from map people. I'm not getting a sign yet. Yes, I have chit-chatted enough. Hello, I did it. Woohoo! So welcome everyone to this conversation about when the world goes crazy, what can I do? Wow, that seems to be a very, very, very hot topic right now, all over the world, because it's not just one country or one region. This is something that is up for all of us around the world. And it seems to be a common theme that people go, oh my God, something feels heavy or threatening or dangerous. And what do most people do? They react. So what if this is not your only option? What if you knew that lightness is actually a possibility for you, no matter what is going on around you? And this Facebook Live is featured by Pragmatic Psychology. Pragmatic Psychology is something that is a new paradigm of creating change. I used to work as a psychologist and therapist in first child oncology and then psychiatry. And then I created, inspired from my work there and seeing how change is done in this reality. I always knew something different is possible. I always knew that change can be pragmatic. It doesn't have to be dramatic. So pragmatic means doing what works always. And so I developed this new modality called pragmatic psychology, which now has classes all over the world. There are 4 books so far I've written, more are coming. And I also have a wonderful group of people that create this with me called the Pragmatic Practitioners. And they have learned this modality, this pragmatic psychology modality. They've done many classes and explored this a lot, and they're using this in their job, in their fields, wherever they work and however they work in their profession and in different countries in the world. And we're going to have a conversation with the pragmatic practitioners today about this topic. When the world goes crazy, what can I do? And I'm going to bring them on one by one, and they're going to ask questions that probably concern you, because the questions they ask are not their personal questions, maybe also, but it's also that they tapped into what could be relevant for you guys out there. And that's the questions that they're going to ask. And I'm going to do my best to give you a different perspective around this. And so the invitation here is to know that there's something different possible than caving in when the world goes crazy. It's like, first of all, notice when you're doing that. It's really easy to just go on autopilot and go for heaviness and not even notice it because it becomes so normal. So first of all, turn on the light, like literally turn on the light in your life and notice, wow, I am being something that is not me. What else is possible? How else can I be with this? Okay, so we're going to start with our first pragmatic practitioner, Miss Kirsten. Hello.
Hello, nice to see you.
You too. So, Kirsten, yeah, you can start however if you want to say something or right away ask your questions. We haven't planned this or practiced this, so this is just like, let's see how it goes.
Okay, I've been very excited about this topic today because there's so much going on in the world right now. And I mentioned that there are a lot of questions with other people, and I work a lot with people. And even if I'm just there, not just at my work, even if I'm with friends, I notice that just by being there and by being different and by asking some questions, sometimes they look in a way that they think, well, she is a little bit crazy, but it's interesting. So because they start to look at situations in a different way, and that's what you taught us in all these classes, and it's amazing to just use it. It's pragmatic, so I love that. It's not looking for things that don't work, looking for things that work. And this is so great. I love it really. So when you asked me for this interview, I was, yeah, not thinking. I was tapping into the energy. What could the world hear, and what would be a contribution for everybody? So this question came up: what can I do not to be constantly distracted by the guilty conscience I have towards others when I still have fun and enjoy my life in times when so many people are having a bad time? So
Wow.
what would you say about that topic?
I love this. And what I love about this again is we didn't practice this. This is like totally what's happening here is totally live. Okay. So I really,
It
really enjoy
is.
this. Yes, I really enjoy this. Okay. So this is such a great question. Thank you. Because for many people who are different and have a different perspective, they sometimes have this guilt coming up when they allow themselves to have ease when the world is going crazy. But what I want to say is that is exactly the gift. So when you allow things to come to you with ease, joy, and glory, that is you changing the world. That is you inspiring the world. That is you bringing lightness into something that's heavy, where the heavy has a hard time maintaining its structures. So I would highly recommend go for those. And it doesn't have to be, oh, I have to be happy all the time, because that's also a lot of stress to put on oneself, like a lot of expectations. It's not about being happy all the time. That's not what we're talking about here. It's about allowing lightness in whatever is going on. Like, for example, this morning I woke up because we had this massive, like, change this weekend and this big class going on. So my body has been changing a lot also. And so this morning I woke up and I could feel like, oh, like it was intense. It was like not comfortable. But there was a lightness to the discomfort. Why? Because I didn't judge it. I didn't avoid it. And that is something, when you have heaviness going on, it's not about avoiding it. It's not about trying to get rid of it. It's not about judging it. It's about allowing it, allowing the heaviness, but not being dominated by it. And you like, I'm grateful we have the recordings, because you might want to listen to this again. this is a fine line that is so important. Like when you have something going on, like for example this thing with my body, or whatever you guys have going on in your lives, notice what, how do you say in English, position you're having, what, how you be with it. Are you trying to get rid of it? Oh my God, come on, pain go away, heaviness go away, money lack go away, this person go away. Are you trying to avoid it and get rid of it? Because that's just going to bite your butt even more. Or are you allowing yourself to be with it and practicing that it cannot dominate you? Like practice the lightness you are. And how do you do this? By acknowledging those small moments when there is like a spark of lightness. When there's a moment in your in your daily life, you wake up in the morning and like, and then you go, okay, this doesn't mean that the whole day has to be like this. What can I choose now in this next moment that would make things easier for me? And then you might, I don't know, maybe take a coffee and then you're like, oh my God, this tastes really good. This would be a spark of lightness. Notice it, acknowledge it, celebrate it, because it's just going to grow. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So I have a good example for that, because I was talking to my assistant today, and she was in a heavy mood. And I mentioned it because we had some stuff going on in the practice today. And then I asked her, because she knows some pragmatic tools as well. By now, she's working a long time with me, so she cannot avoid it. So I asked her, what would be that instead of jumping into this bad mood, just hold on for a second and just ask one question: what else is possible now? And
Mm,
just have a look at it. Just don't judge this situation now. And it instantly it changed the mood.
yeah, that's wonderful.
Instantly she was relaxed, and we were starting to laugh, and we had a lot of stress today. Stress. So if you jump into that energy of stress, if it's just a lot
Yeah.
of things going on, you don't have to name it stress. If you don't do that and you don't judge it, it's okay. And we've been on time,
Mm.
we've been ready on time, and there was no stress at all. So may I ask my second question?
I think we have to go to the next
Okay,
person.
sorry. Okay, thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, Kirsten. Thank you. And so, thank you. There is Mikey already.
Hi
Woohoo! Hello.
there. I try
Hello.
to bring more light, but my
You look
laptop
very
doesn't.
artistic. It looks like, like an art thing. I love
Mhm.
it.
I'm a piece of art.
Yes, you are.
Mhm. So my question to you, Susanna, is while the world goes crazy, what can I be to help my body cope with the change? Because
Mhm.
there are so many things coming up in my body, and it hurts here, and then that's something different, and goes on and on. And I'm really trying not to make a fuss out of this, but somehow I think it stinks. Please let that be.
I love that. And I love your humor with that. That is such a wonderful gift, really. I appreciate this so much because humor makes everything so much, so much, so much lighter. So I would say I'm gonna be inspired by you and just like everybody out there, what if you access your humor more? Even if nobody ever got your unique humor style, and even if people don't laugh, you laugh.
Yeah.
That is definitely a really, really important thing. And the other thing you said already in your question was the not making it significant. Like body stuff is a thing where most people go and either check out, or they instantly want to get rid of it. When our bodies do stuff, that we didn't expect, or pain, or uncomfort, discomfort, they pretty much always want to show us something. They're like, hello, woman, man, I have a present for you. And you're like, no, it hurts. This is not a gift. So we usually have a name, like we have a label for everything. People love labels in this world. And we've learned to label everything. We call it pain. We call it discomfort. We call it this and this disease. We call it that. But the moment you label it, you cannot be present with it. So I highly recommend for all of us, what if we take away like the labels? It, anytime you hear yourself think or say this, like my pain or my this disease or my this whatever, you for a moment like strip away the label and just go, body, I'm not going to call this anything. This weird woman said this could be a gift. Can you show me what gift this is? Like what are you showing me? What are you making me aware of? And it could be so many things. It could be a change you're going through. Like for me this morning, it was very obvious, like that my body was letting go of old stuff and melting and destructuring. And yes, it was uncomfortable, but the more I acknowledged the gift behind it, the easier the so-called pain was. And then I could be with the pain, and it shifted into like, I'm so surprised I can like have this this is miraculous, you know, like this morning I was in bed and now I'm like, ta-da. But this is like that different perspective of, okay, so when I acknowledge the gift behind it, I can have more allowance for the so-called pain. That's one aspect, and there's so many aspects. The other aspect is also, what are you aware of? Is it other people? Is it the earth? You know, and like how many limited people are you aware of? And and what capacities do you have to heal them? You know, or take away their limitation. And because you work a lot with people, you know the drill of the question that we so often forget: are they interested in this change? Are they interested in letting go of this? Or am I trying to take away something from them that they're not interested in? Yeah.
And what you just said kind of answers my second question, because that was like, do I need help understanding my body? And the help is the question, or the questions I can ask him.
Did you guys hear that? That was brilliant. The help is the question I can ask my body.
So I'm gonna put like lots of piece of paper in my apartment saying, ask questions. Ask your body questions.
Yeah. Especially with the body, we keep forgetting. Yes.
Yeah.
So brilliant. Wow. Thank you so much, Mikey. That was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I wonder who the next person. There she is, Margarita. Hello.
Hello. Yes, thank you that you're doing this. I was listening with all my ears. I had lots more, I think, now. So my question is, when the world goes crazy, what pragmatic psychology tools would you recommend that people can choose or do or have, or maybe even explore?
Yeah, definitely. So when you say that, what comes to there's so many things, because it's most of all, it's what is my perspective? Because it really is like our perspective, our point of view creates our reality. So when you live in a world that does weird stuff like right now, and you are highly aware, you have an awareness that's very heightened, which most of us have, and I guess most of you who are listening to this have an awareness, a sensibility, or there's many names for that that sometimes seems very challenging to be with, because you go, oh my God, this is overwhelming, this is so much information. So what you can do is you can make yourself as clear as possible. What is my world and what am I aware of? So basically, you get a sense of, you can start by the question, okay, so what is the energy of the craziness of the world right now? How does this feel, quote unquote, like what's the energy
Yeah.
of that? Okay, get a sense of that. Okay, cool. Now let that go. And now get a sense of what is your world. If you're being you, if you're totally like being the amazing being that you are maybe mostly when you're not around people, or allow yourself to be when you're
In
not around
nature.
people. In nature, exactly, around horses.
Yeah.
Um, then you get the sense of, wow, like if you like horses, or you like nature, or you like animals, how much you are you when you're around that. So now get a sense of that. So is that energy and space different than the craziness of
Very
the world?
different.
Yeah.
Very different. Because when I sit with the horses, and I even only sit and look at them when they are eating, like eating grass or hay or whatever, that's like my relaxed time. And then it's like, oh, this is being me, and not feeling, quote unquote, the world's craziness.
That, okay, did you guys hear that? That's when I'm being me. And it sounds also, so when you talk about the horses, you watch them eating, like you're also receiving from them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
So notice, guys, when we're talking right now, and Margarete introduces, for example, the horses, do you notice like we talk, but there's also a certain energy beyond the words, like where you can tap into, like, ah, and your body
Yeah.
goes,
Mhm.
ah, wow, that's me.
Yeah. And this is like a conversation with the horses now. When I could not do loads with my horse these days, and then I was just sitting there, and she was looking at me and was like, "What are you doing? Why don't you come and get me? Why are you just sitting here?" And we had a conversation without words, and
Mm.
this is so. And then I forget the world.
Yeah, and then the world is no longer relevant.
Yeah, it's no longer relevant. Exactly.
Yeah, and that's a I think that's such a great conversation here, because if you take the horses, or if you don't have horses around, you take any animal or nature or a plant you have in your
It's
house, in your room, yeah, and
yeah,
and you just be with it and let it show you what's truly available for you. Okay, this is a really cool thing to practice. Let your plant, let your animals, let nature, whatever, let them show you what is truly available for you, and just let it in, just like the conversation we're having out now. You could let this into your world, just the space of it, the energy of it. And as Margareta said, well, then the craziness suddenly is
mhm,
no longer so relevant, not so loud as it
yeah,
just was a couple of seconds ago. Yeah,
yeah.
cool.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Margareta. That was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Susanna. Thank you for
You
being you.
you too. I love this. This is so inspiring, these conversations. Yay, Evelyn!
Yay. Hello, Susanna. Yeah, I was thinking like when the world goes crazy, I watch a lot of people controlling or trying to control their lives by having expectations on others, right?
Mm,
So I watch some people getting very pushy on getting their expectations met. So, how can one deal with that behavior?
such a great question. Thank you, Evelyn. So this is really cool, because expectations seems to be a very normal thing in our world, yet it never works. Like when we have expectations on us, or when other people have expectations on us, it just creates pressure and push, but
Mm.
never invitation to choice and change. So this is a fascinating world, and this is part of the craziness, where people do things that never work, but they keep on doing it. like this. So the thing is, we cannot change them, but we can um, look at how can I deal, as your question is, with people who have expectations on me, or needs. They have needs of me. Well, there's this different perspective you can have, where instead of making it a reality for you, where you go, okay, because this person wants me to do this and needs this, I have no choice but deliver it. And then you go, like, if you put it that way, you go, what? That's weird. And you might, if you look at it again, wow, I have made this real. Is this really true for me? You know, like, just like, you take one person who wants you to do something a certain way, has an expectation or need of you, and you go, wait a second. So what is my point? What is my point of view about it? That I have to deliver it now exactly as they want. I have no other choice. And then you look at it, what? That, whoa, 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 whoa. Wow, that's an interesting point of view, that I have this point of view, that that I don't have a choice, that it's a reality. And you go, wait a second, what is actually my perspective that is true for me? Well, that they have their expectation of me and their needs, but I don't only have the choice to fulfill it. I have more choices than that. You know, like, I have bought a lie that I don't have choice when someone needs something from me. I've bought the lie that I don't have a choice when something expects something from me. So I'm basically playing their game rather than playing my game. The question is, I can be aware of their game, but then I can ask, what is my game? And what if your game is more relevant to you than other people's games? And you don't have to make their game and their stuff wrong. You can just be aware of it, acknowledge it, see it, and go, okay, have fun with your game. Here's my game, you know, much more space. And then you can ask, would I like to deliver what they want? What would that create? What future will that create? Or or maybe something else creates more. Then you see you have choice. You can't do what they want, but you don't have to, because you look at the bigger future. If I do what they want, what will that create? If I don't do that, what will that create? And then you see, oh, I can be aware of people's stuff and their expectations and needs, but I can do what I.
I really love this one. This pinged really this did something with me when you said, you can ask yourself, what is my game? Okay, this is their game, and what is my game? And I really love that, because there was like, the second you expressed it, there was like a whole new space, or a whole new, like, freedom, a space actually going expanding, like, oh, this is interesting. So what is my game? I mean, because I realized, okay, this is their game, so now what? And I really love that. And it's like asking myself, hey, what would I like to play? You know, I really like that question. What is my game here?
That's cool. That's amazing. So good. That's a great question. Thank you so much, Evelyn. That was
Thank
cool.
you, Susanna, for exploring that.
All right. Oh, we're so fast in switching.
Hello.
Sissy.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
I think I have something like a problem, because my first question is in a certain way like already answered.
Uh-huh.
It was something like, if it is really possible to handle the craziness of other people, what is something like a tool?
Mm-hmm.
But you mentioned already, you can ask questions, you can be more space, you can use nature or animals like Grins and Lotte.
And Lotte is Steffi's dog. And Vince is my cat.
So wonderful, because with all these tools, like the conversation with Evelyn just, you can really play. It's like a really great game.
Mm-hmm.
And one day it's this tool, and one day it's another tool. It's really great. But one question is left. By all this playing game outside, I had something like people who put a question in my head. So is it possible to use a crazy reality outside to my advantage?
Oh my, that's a pragmatic question. I like it. Can I use the craziness to my advantage? That's a really pragmatic question, because that is a question where you go into, notice it's like, oh, that's truly now a new playground opening up. I don't really get, and you don't have to have like, I can do this, this, and this, and this. It's more like asking this question already, it starts to move something. It starts to maybe put a smile on your face and go, oh, I haven't considered that. That's a brilliant question. Because people usually don't consider that. They go, I have to suffer the world. I have no other choice. Heaviness is real. Lightness is not. It's like basically, brainwashed. Um, when we know lightness is what's true, heaviness, it's when you've bought a lie. So this is just one perspective. But then what you say, how can I use this reality or this insanity to my advantage? This is where you start using and get more awareness. How can I use this so it benefits, it contributes to me? And we've seen this in history in many crisis times when people got new ideas on how to make money, how to get creative, So there's a lot of examples in history, and you can check them out. You can watch movies from, times when there were crises, and then all these people had ideas. Maybe that spurs something for you. But at least like starting this question will lead you to a different reality for you, because you will the thing is, the magic is when you ask a question, it always opens up new possibilities that you didn't see before, because you were curious, like, okay, how can I make this insanity how can I use this to my advantage? Like, one advantage would be like if you, for example, spend time with your family and you go, oh my God, there's a lot of insanity going on. Let's say that, I'm sure some of you know about what I'm talking about. And you go, okay, you can ask this, for example, in a specific situation, like with your family, how can I use this insanity that is just in front of me to my advantage? Like, not suffering it, but using it. And let's see what you become aware of. One thing could be, oh my God, I'm not that. I'm not like them. I'm different. Oh my God, my difference is a gift. Oh my God, my lightness, my craziness, my crazy happiness is actually something that's opening up spaces for me. It contributes to me being creative, getting new ideas. It allows me to have more ease than is normal. And what else? What else? Mhm.
And it's so huge to acknowledge yourself, that so much is possible.
Yeah.
And that you have that you are such a gift.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. That is so beautiful. Wow. Thank you, Steffi.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Who is next? Oh, Eva.
Hi, Susanna and everybody. When I read your announcement of when the world goes crazy, what can I do? And I thought, just can we please talk about time? To me, this feels like a marathon. I use the tools and they work and I love it. And other days I feel tired and all this noise. And I would like to know if you have a perception. Are we halfway on the marathon? Are we last mile, or where are we?
You mean like with the craziness that's going on?
Yeah,
Like where in the time sequence we are?
yeah.
It's done soon? I love it. I love this question. Well, I like, the thing is, this is really crazy. I mean, maybe it's too crazy for you guys out there, but I love being crazy. So there's this thing called awareness. Awareness has nothing to do with it. It's not your cognition. It's not like thinking.
Yeah.
Awareness is like, you get a sense of something, and it doesn't have a measurement. You cannot prove it. It's just like, you just know it, and you don't have something that backs it up, but you just know, what's what's going on. So and there's some people who have a lot of it and try to avoid it because they think they're getting overwhelmed, and then they might go, oh my God, this is too much information, and some of them take drugs or take alcohol or whatever, do different things to not be as aware as they are. But with this pragmatic approach, the invitation is to know that your awareness is a gift.
Yeah.
It is a gift that is truly pragmatic because it's a treasure box. It's a resource of information at all times. You are actually in advantage at all times if you allow your awareness, if you don't try to, dismiss it or avoid it. And the same with what your question is like, if you now apply your awareness on this question, are we done with the craziness, Dunya?
Yes.
Exactly, on this question, are we
Yeah.
done with craziness soon? If you apply your awareness and you ask, okay, so truth, what do I know? And don't make it linear and say month or years or something, because that's working for a few people who have that, kind of sense where they get something specific in years and days. But you can ask in general. So truth, just for fun, you can ask, so truth, will this craziness last as long as I have this body? What do you know? No. Right? And so now
I feel like exploding. I could heat my house with what's coming up. I feel like a volcano.
yeah. So
So
this would be now an example. So now I ask Eva, truth, what do you know? What is your awareness? Will this craziness last as long as you have this body? And she's like, no, laughing, smiling, which means there's a lightness to it. And what's light is true for you. Oh, there's something that's true for me. It matches. When it's heavy, there's a lie you've bought, right? So, okay. And then you can play more. Okay, so truth, will this craziness last? And you can play with years also. Will it last more than 20 years, or less? And then you can play with that. But it doesn't really matter about how many years. It's more like, like when a dog, sorry, this like just comes up for example, when a dog is in front of a shop and the owner is inside, and it always looks like the dog thinks this will never end. I will always sit in front of this shop and my owner will never come back, But then you want to say, hey, dog, he's just inside. He will come back. And then you tell him energetically when you walk by, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. Thank you. I needed to hear this, because we can talk to our animals as well, by the way. Just as a side.
that's what we can do with the tools. Just barriers down and expand, and then the joy is there. And then I sit in the garden and watch the dandelions grow, and I think, yes, world, do what you want. I'm here.
Exactly that. Do what you want. I'm here. And that's acknowledging a power. And that's something we all should do. Please, all of you out there, please do more of that. Acknowledge your power more than ever. Like, hey, world, do your crazy stuff. I'm here and I'm not going to go away. And I'm going for ease, joy, and glory as much as I possibly can in every moment. And it's not that everything has to be perfect. It's not that I have to be happy all the time. No. I can have shit going on, but even that can come to me with ease, joy, and glory, because that's who I am. So, yeah.
And what else is possible?
And what else is possible? Thank you, Eva. That was brilliant.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Elke!
Hello. Oh, so inspiring. Thank you. For me, there is something coming up with, and I'm still not wrong, and nobody is wrong. So let's have fun. So I want to talk about when the world goes crazy, my kids or my partner perceive the craziness too. So what can I do, or we, or what can I be to have more ease as a family or just for myself?
That. And you said something here. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when Elke said myself, there was a different space to it than when she said, what can I do for my partner and my kids? And that's something that we practice a lot in this pragmatic practitioner. When you work with people and you facilitate them, you want to listen to not just what they say, but what they say beyond the words. And with you was so, like when you said, what can I do for my partner? There was a different space to it than what can I do for myself? No, it was like, you know, so maybe start there, you know, like always start where there's more lightness rather than trying to overcome the heaviness. What if you start to nurture the lightness, you know? So if you would go, okay, how can I have this for me? How much would that then, how do you say in English? It's not the right word, transport itself, go further to your kids. But then there's the thing. We have to allow our kids and our partners to not have the ease we choose.
And how much fun can we have with that?
Exactly. Yes. Exactly that, because this is the letting go of control, especially as a mother, especially as a father, or as a husband or wife. As like we all grew up with a lot of examples of how people control each other in relationships, whether it's marriages or children. It's like a big part of relationships as we grow up is control, but it never works.
No.
So what works is allowance. Allowance for whether the partner chooses to be like heavy or lightness. That is something where we have to practice that this has to be okay for us. And the only person we can work on is ourselves, and trust that it's a big inspiration for everyone around. Yeah.
Yeah, and kids are in the boat. I don't know if you say this in English, but so if you go further, they go with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Yes. Exactly that. And you have a lot of experience about that. Yeah.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you
Thank you.
so much, Elke. And thank you. And we have one more in the room. Ta 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 ta. Because we happen to
Hello,
be in
everybody.
the same. This is Jürgen Funk. Hello, Jürgen.
Hello. So my question is,
Oi, oi, oi. I don't know what he's gonna ask though.
I love your craziness, and you are such a crazy person, and I love that. And it's so much fun to be crazy. And my question for you is, what is the capacity behind being a happy idiot?
Oh, I love that. Thank you. Oh, I want to cry when you ask that. Oh my goodness. And because when you say crazy, and how crazy are you? I mean, living
Totally,
with
absolutely,
Jürgen
yes.
lives with me. So a little background information. He gets this all the time, the whole day, you know, crazy Mittermeier. And so crazy, there are different versions of crazy. There's crazy limited and there's crazy possible, you know. So we're talking about crazy possible, not crazy limited, different versions. So crazy possible and crazy happy, or as you said, happy idiot is something that most of us are. So when like, how many of you grew up being different, being light, being happy, laughing, trying to make other people happy, trying to heal other people, and because they didn't receive it, you thought you failed? And then you use those people as a measurement, as a reference point to, I suck, you know, I cannot even heal my parents, I cannot even heal my siblings, I cannot even make them happy, so I
know what you mean.
I know, yeah, me too. I must be the worst person on the planet. And then most people then, as a result of that, shut down and cave down their happiness because of the judgment that they failed, rather than going, did these people even want my healing? Did they even want my making them happy? Are you capable of that? No. Okay, it has nothing to do with me. It's my awareness of them. So how about all of us turning up our crazy happy again? The thing we have maybe hidden in our childhood or maybe not so long ago, and we turn it up and realize the gift that this is. And yes, you might be seen as an idiot. I've been seen as an idiot so often because I took things with ease and lightness, and people thought I'm crazy because how can you think it's so easy? This cannot be this way. And they thought I'm an idiot. But then later they went, oh my God, she was actually successful. She, creates so many things with so much lightness. Maybe this recipe works. And then they tried also. So, like, what if you're willing to be a crazy, happy idiot, and know that this is what's changing the world? And you're not an idiot, by the way. I'm just saying you might be judged as this. And if you're willing to be that which other people judge, there's the freedom. There's the true, true, true freedom. And know that there's a brilliance, a vulnerability, and a generosity behind being happy and crazy happy. Again, there's a generosity and there's a vulnerability behind being crazy happy. Yeah.
And the world is looking for the happy idiots.
It is.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's intimidated. It's like, what a friend of mine said not long ago. He's like, Susanna, do you know that being happy is intimidating? And I'm like, wow, now that you say it, I see it. So when you're happy and someone goes, ooh, and you go, maybe, oh my God, and you feel stupid, is it yours or is it theirs? Is it their judgments of themselves? So what if you don't use your awareness of other people's judgments against you, but for you?
Yes.
Anything else?
No. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, guys, this was amazing. And this is a really cool conversation, maybe to listen to again, because there were many tools, many perspectives, many different topics we covered. And there's more to explore. I wrote 4 books, as I said before, so there's a lot to read. But it's fun read, and there's more that's coming. And if you ever want to, do a pragmatic practitioner class and become one of those amazing people that work around the world and use these tools in their professions and inspire people, there's classes to become a pragmatic practitioner also. And I just want to mention one more thing. We have a program coming up that's called the Pragmatics of for your life. Let your difference lead. It's a 5-week online program where we go through different areas of our lives: body, money, business, creation, family, relationship, all of it and more. And look, how can we be pragmatic and make things work? But you don't have to be perfect. Wait until you're perfect, get everything in a row, but just like do what actually works for you and thrive and expand and so much more. I'm looking forward. I hope this conversation helped. Maybe you want to share this Facebook Live or whatever it's called, or YouTube Live, with people who this would contribute to. I'm looking forward to a world that works for us, a world where ease, joy, and glory is more normal and more natural than judgments and heaviness and all that jazz. So thank you all, and see you somewhere in the world. Bye-bye. And thank you, translators. Thank you very much.